What's going on, guys? It's your boy CMB, back in the building, back with another video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into this really quickly, guys. We're talking about your boy Terence Crawford. Now, there's been a lot of speculation going on about him possibly moving up to 154. They're talking about how big he looks lately. You guys know the stuff with him and Manny Pacquiao possibly inking a deal. Uh, possibly not going to happen now that Mikey has come out and let the cat out the bag and said that him and Manny are almost finalized on a deal to fight possibly sometime, I think in April or May if I'm not mistaken. And the stuff with Errol Spence Jr., him and Terence Crawford, the A side B side talk, them not seeing eye to eye, it's looking like that fight's not going to happen as well. So, maybe 154 is a place that, Terence Crawford should be looking at. So I'm going to pull up the article here, guys. I'm going to get my laptop and let you guys know what was said about this and then give you my take on this whole stuff with Terence possibly moving to 154. So it says Terence Crawford is looking really bulked up 4 months after his successful title defense against Kell Brook on November the 14th. But the size that Crawford has packed on in just 4 months, he's either power feeding to bulk up to 154 or he's really letting himself go. Now, we know Terence Crawford's not letting himself go. He's a gym rat. He's always training. So that right there just sounds crazy to me about letting himself go. Okay, so it says here, WBO middleweight champion Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade was surprised at how big Crawford looked when the two stood side by side during the Canelo Alvarez versus Avni Yildirim fight 2 weeks ago. Andrade told Crawford that he looks like a middleweight right now, and he's right. That might be a good division for Crawford if he wants to expand his horizons and make big bank fighting 160-pound champions Gennady Golovkin, Jermall Charlo, or Ryota Murata. Forget about 147. Crawford has a ton of options at 154 and 160. That's really where Crawford should have been a long time ago because he's been avoided like the plague by the PBC fighters, and it's been like that for years. Okay, so let's tackle some of this that was said here. Let me start off first with him being avoided by the PBC fighters. Honestly, guys, I don't think the fighters there are avoiding him. I think it's more of a situation dealing with different platforms. You guys know the politics in boxing. A lot of times these platforms don't see eye to eye, and it's hard for them to make a fight. So I think it's more of that than the fighters actually wanting to fight each other. Okay, so let's look at this thing about Crawford moving up to 160. I don't think Crawford should move to 160. I think that would be a mistake, in my opinion. We see a lot of times when fighters jump up, 2 weight classes, what happens? We saw what happened with Kell Brook when he jumped up to 160 to fight Triple G Golovkin. He got his orbital bone broken. We saw what happened with Mikey Garcia when he jumped up 2 weight classes to fight Errol. He was demolished. And so I don't think Crawford should jump up 2 weight classes. But I don't have a problem with him going up to 154. Now, with him going up to 154, do I think he should jump in the ring with Jermall Charlo right off, who's a 3-belt champion? No, I don't. I think he should get himself a little bit acclimated to the weight class before he jumps in the ring with Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo is, I think he's an underrated fighter, and he's 1 belt away from being undisputed at 154, and that's a big accomplishment because 154 is full of killers, in my opinion. So I think if he does go to 154, he should take a little tune-up fight before he thinks about jumping in the ring with Jermall. I think Tony Harrison would be good. Erickson Lubin would be a good fight, something like that, before he jumps in the ring with Jermall Charlo. So You guys tell me what you think about Terence Bud Crawford possibly moving up to 154. Do you think he should go ahead and make that jump? Do you think he should still try to get a fight at 147? Maybe with Errol Spence Jr. if he can. Sean Porter, since he's not going to get the Manny Pacquiao fight. You guys let me know in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.